Hi everyone, welcome to Harsha Trainings. In this video, we are going to cover how to work functions in Python. Let's move on to this session 5.
Good evening, everyone. In the previous session, we have seen how to define a function and how to call a functions. Then we went for what are actual arguments and what are formal arguments. Okay. Then we have discussed about how the function works. Now, today I will just continue the functions part. It has so much content, please. Okay. If you permit me, I will go ahead, please. Now, let us discuss various kinds of functions and let us go into deeper into it. Okay. Now, yesterday I told two rules. First of all, we must define a function. We must define a function. Define function. Function definition. Function. What is the meaning of define function? Means function definition. Second one is then only we are eligible for call the function. Okay, now call the function. It is a mandatory rule. Okay. Now let us look at. I am having three function definitions. This is my first function definition. This is my second function definition, and this is my third function definition. No two functions should have the same name. The third rule is function should be unique. Every function should be unique. That means if you look at here, first function name is message1, second function name is message2, third function name is message3, and these three are called as function definitions. Okay, because these function definitions are starting with a keyword called def followed by function name followed by parentheses, and they have some arguments. Okay, whatever the arguments we have here, those are called as formal arguments. Okay, formal arguments. Then I have three function calls. These are three function calls. Function calls. Okay. Now, whenever we call this message1, first it will check for do I have a function name with message1. Okay. Then it will go here and it will execute this function definition. Then I'm passing a string here, programming. Now, yes, we'll consider the value as a programming. Is it okay? Now, here I'm printing yes. That means what it is going to print, programming is going to print here. Now, I'm calling message to function by passing integer. Now, whenever I pass this function, it will go to message to, and it is going to be printed as print of I. It is 100. Then I'm calling one more function called message3, and here I'm passing a float. Now it will go to this function and it will execute this function definition, and it is going to print it as 1500.50. Is it okay? Can you please respond? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, shall we demonstrate? 1 minute, please. Just give me 1 minute. Let me go to the Jupyter now. I think, is it clear for you? Now, the visibility is okay, or shall I increase a little bit, or shall I decrease it? Please inform me.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much. Now, let us look at here. Now, message1 is my function call, and I have my, for example, if this message1 is not available, let me remove this. Okay, then what will happen? Can you please tell me what kind of error we will get? If I call this function, but there is no function definition, then could you please tell me what kind of error we will get? Error is name error. What is the meaning of? Yes, name error. That means there is no function name message1 in the memory. Okay. So what I told the rule, before calling the function, you should have the function definition first. Same thing I have done it here. Now let me put it the definition here. Okay, now whenever I call this function definition, I have this function definition, and my function call directly will go to this definition and it will execute. Okay, after execution, it will go to next statement of this function call. After execution, this message to, I will go to message3. Now, is it okay? Now, if it is okay, we will do some application programs for 15 minutes. Okay. Now, next 15 minutes, everyone Kindly listen carefully. If you find any difficulty, please stop my discussion. Okay, now please. Shall I go? Now, here I wanted to add two numbers. I will discuss the same function in two ways. Now, first one is I have written a function called sum. Let me discuss with a Jupyter notebook. Yeah, let me take a pen. Yeah, look at here. My function name is sum, and these two are called as actual arguments. Okay, this is called as function call. Now, here, what are the actual arguments? 10 and 20 are called as actual arguments. Whenever I call this function, it will go to function definition here. Okay, now, and 10 will be copied to x and 20 will be copied to y. Now, what is the x will be having 10 and y will be having 20? Here, x and y are called as formal parameters, formal arguments, and x and y are called as actual arguments. Will you agree? Actual arguments. Now, what I'm doing, I'm adding the values of x and y. That means 10 plus 20. I'm storing this value 30 in a variable called as yes. Now I'm printing the value here itself. Okay. In this logic, I'm printing the function here itself. So what is the output? Yes. The output will be printed within the function definition. Okay. Now this is one way of writing the program, but this is not right way. You have to send the data result back to the function calling. Okay. Now I have written one more logic. Look at here. Now let me print this. Now look at this second logic, please. My function name is sum. My function name is sum, and a and b are called as actual arguments. These actual arguments I have initialized here. Now 10 will go for a and 20 will go for b. Now whenever I call this function, what is happening? The function will be called, definition will be called. Now a will become 10 and b will become 20. Here I have actual arguments and formal arguments are same, but they are not same. Okay, here actual arguments will be stored in different location and formal arguments will be stored in different location. Now I'm adding the value 10 plus 20. I'm storing this value 30 in yes. Now what I'm doing, if I want to send the data back to the function call, I have to return it. I have to return this value. Whatever the value I'm returning, that I'm storing in a variable called as total. This total I'm printing here. This is the right way of programming. Okay. Now, will you agree? Can you please respond? Now, you look at these two logics, which is the better way? Now, according to my logic, this is the better way of writing programming. Whatever the result you have in the function, that should give back to the function call. Okay, now look at this logic for 2 minutes, and if you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay. Now, actually speaking, this is not the right way, but it is doing its best to give him best result. But always you have to return the result back to the function call. Okay, hello. Yeah. Now, shall I go ahead? Now let us find out the biggest of two numbers. Okay. Now let me put this logic here. Now, for that, I have written a function called max underscore 2. And a and b are actual parameters that are already initialized here. Whenever I call this function, what is happening? X will get 10 and y will get 20. Clear? Now, this is nothing but body of this function. Okay. Now here I'm writing some condition. Okay, here I'm writing some condition. If 10 is greater than 20, is it true? Hello? It is false. So it will go to else block, return of y. Now this 20 is bigger. For example, instead of 10 and 20, if I pass 20 comma 10, then what will happen? X is greater than y will work. So return x. X will be 20. This will be bigger. Clear for you? Hello? Is it okay? If it is okay, next I will go for a bigger program. Now, from now onwards, we are going to have a little bit larger programs. If you permit me, I will start, please. Please understand this logic carefully. If you find any difficulty, please ask me. Okay, please. Now I wanted to write a program for biggest of prime number. Okay, what is a prime number in mathematics? Okay, a number which is divisible by 1 and itself. 1 and itself is called as prime number. This is mathematics definition about prime number. Is it okay? For example, let us take 5. If I want to find whether the 5 is prime or not, I have to divide this number from 1 to this number 5. Now let us start with divide this 5 with 1. Now 5 ones are 5. Here the remainder is 0. Now second one, I am dividing 5 with 2. You have to divide up to 5. So 2 2s are 4. Here the remainder is 1. Now in case 3, I am dividing 5 with 3. 1 3 is 3. Remainder is 2. Case 4, divide 5 with 4. 1 4 is 4. Remainder is 1. Case 5, divide 5 with 5. Now what is happening? 1 5 is 5. Remainder is 0. How many number of times the remainder is 0? Look at here. This is one time and this is second time. If I divide my number from 1 to n, if the remainder is only 2, I will call it as prime. Look at here. If the count equal to 2, I will call it as prime number. If the count is more or less than 2, it is called as not a prime number. Okay, now look at the logic. I'm writing a function called prime and I wanted to check whether 5 is prime or not. Whenever I call this function, what will happen? It will go here and number will be initialized with 5. Okay, now I'm taking n equal to 1 because I have to start the divisible from 1 to 5. So n equal to 1 and count equal to 0. Why I have taken count equal to 0? According to my definition, a number which is divisible by 1 and itself. So here when I divide by 1, it will become 1. When I divide the itself, I will make it to 2. Now, so initially I have taken count equal to 0. Whenever I get remainder 0, I'll increment count plus 1. Whenever I get once again the remainder equal to 0, I'll get count equal to 2. Now look at here what I'm doing. While number is less than or equal to 1. What is the number? Now 1 is less than or equal to 5. Is it true? Is it true? Yes. Now what I'm dividing? I'm dividing the number with 1. 5 mod 1. Am I getting remainder 0? If I'm getting remainder 0, I'm incrementing the count. If I'm not getting remainder 0, I'm not incrementing. For example, for 1, I got remainder 0. For 2, 3, 4, I did not get remainder. So I'm not incremented the count. Every time incrementing number plus 1. Now look at the logic, please. Can you please respond? Any queries? Got the logic? Hello? Hello? I'm waiting for your response. If you have any queries, please ask me. I am ready to explain once again. No issue for me.
Got it, sir.
Yeah. Is it okay for everyone? Yeah. Now, let me execute this program. If I 5, it is prime. For example, if I take number as 6, 6 is not a prime. I will showcase it. Why it is not a prime. Okay. Now, let us take the same example. Let us take 6. 6 means 1 is 0, remainder 0. For 2 also remainder is 0. For 3 also remainder 0. For 4 also remainder 0. How many times you got remainder 0? Here the count is incremented 1, 2, 3, 4. If the number is 2 only, it is prime. Else the number is not a prime. Clear? Got it? Now, let me go for one more logic. I'll discuss different logics, please. Next one is I wanted to find out factorial of a given number. Okay, now let me discuss the factorial of a given number. Okay, Now, what is the formula for factorial of a given number? N factorial is equal to mathematics equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. This is the formula for mathematics. Is it okay? N minus 1 factorial. Now, for example, if I want to calculate 5 factorial, it will be 5 multiplied by 4. 5 minus 1 is 4 factorial. Okay, na? This is the recurrent. Once again, 4 into 3 factorial. Then 3 into 2 factorial. Then 2 into 1 factorial. 1 into 1 factorial. Multiply all the values, you are going to get factorial of the given number. 5 multiplied by 420, 20 multiplied by 360, 60 multiplied by 120, 120 multiplied by 120. Is it okay? Hello? If I want to calculate factorial of 5, I will get 120. If factorial of 6, it is 720. Shall I discuss the logic? Hello? Just 1 minute. Who is this Triveni Boga? Can you please respond? Hello? Are you a new candidate?
Yes, sir.
Today only you have joined?
Yeah, yes, sir. Today I joined.
Yeah, please. Because only 4 to 5 classes are completed. Okay, na? Please, can you, if you have any problem, you please ask me. Okay, please. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Now, can I explain, Andy? Shall I explain the logic? Now, look at here. For example, if I want to calculate factorial of a number, okay, here I have taken n equal to 6. Now, whenever I call this function, it will go to the function definition and number will become 6. Number equal to 6. Okay, na? Now, and I have taken n equal to 1 because I need to start from 1. Okay. While number equal to 0, first iteration is number 6 is greater than 0. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Then what I'm asking, n equal to n multiplied by number. N equal to 1, 1 multiplied by 6. Now, can you please tell me what is n value? Now, n will be 6. Then number minus 1. Number earlier is 6, 6 minus 1. It is 5. Is it okay? After first iteration, n will be 6 and number will be 5. Is it okay? This iteration is okay for everyone? Now, second iteration is once again while loop. 5 is greater. Now the number is 5. 5 is greater than 0. It is true now. Now number n equal to n into number. Now n equal to 6. 6 multiplied by number is equal to 5. It is 30. Now n will be 30 and the number will be number minus 1. That is 4. After second iteration, n will be 30 and num will be 4. Now let us go for third iteration. 4 is greater than 0. It is true. Now I am multiplying. Now 30 multiplied by 4. It is 120. N is 120 and number 4 minus 3 will be 3. After third iteration, num will be 3 and n will be 120. Now next fourth iteration. 3 is greater than 0. It is true. Now, what is the num here? N into num. Okay, 120 multiplied by 3. 300, 3 2 are 6 and 3 3 1 360. Now number will be 2. Now after fourth iteration, n will be 360 and num will be 2. Now after fifth iteration is 2 is greater than 0. Then multiply 360 multiplied by 2. Multiply 360 multiplied by 2. It is 720. Now n equal to number equal to 0. Here 0 is greater than 0. It is fail. Condition becomes fails. Then what I am returning? Return n. What is n with me? 720. Got it? I have shown each and every iteration. Is it okay? Now finally I got whatever the n is there that we are storing in a value called result. Print result. It will be 720. I have explained each and every statement. Clear? Now how we got 720? Each and every statement I have explained. Clear for you? Any queries? Kindly respond. I'm waiting for your response. Hello. It must be interactive session Andy, because it should not be one-way traffic, please. I'm explaining some logics. Are you getting me? I'm talking to you and everyone. Please kindly respond. Hello. I am asking whether this logic is clear or not.
Yeah, okay.
If not, I'll stop the session. If you are not interested, I'll stop the session. I need some response. Since 2 minutes, I'm waiting for your nod. Some of you can't you type here in the chat box? It is yes. Otherwise, I will not ask whether you may understand or not. I will continue my session. It should not be the way to teach. I'm asking after the set, after every slide and every program, I am waiting for your response. Please. Now, I thought that it is good for everyone. Please let me go back to next topic. I think I have discussed all these logics. Then another important concepts in functions, they are scope and lifetime of variables. Okay. What is a variable? Whatever the variables which are declared in the function, they have, I will tell you in two ways. First of all, I will explain a simple way. Okay. Now, first of all, every variable in Python has two basic scopes. First one is a global scope and second one is a local scope. Okay. Now, first of all, I wanted to explain with the logic, then I'll come back to this theory part. Please understand carefully. Now, if I declare any variable within a function, now this is called as, okay, if we declare any variable within a function, that is called as local. Okay, local. Okay, now here I have declared a function, a variable a. This is the block of the code. Now this is my function definition and this is my function call. A equal to 10, I have declared within the function definition called as message. So shall I call this a as 10? Can you please respond? If we declare any variable within the function definition, okay, so I will call this variable as a local variable. Now, yeah, wait. Now, local, what is the scope of a local variable? Now, the scope of our boundary of this local variable in this block only. Okay, I cannot access the value of a outside of this block. I cannot call from outside. So, value of a is a. I can print only in this way. Now, try to look at here. I wanted to call print of a out from outside of this block. Can I access? Can I access this way outside of this block? No, it is not possible because the scope and lifetime of variable within this block only. Is it okay? This variable is called as local variable. Now, if I try to access the variable from outside of a scope, it is going to generate error called name error. Now, this is what local variable. Now, second one, what is global variable? Now, if I declare any variable within the function definition, I call it as local. Now, a is called as local. Now I'm declaring one more variable, b, outside of this function. Now, if I declare any variable outside of a function, that is called as global. Okay. Now, global variables can be accessed within a function and outside of a function also. Okay. Now, if any variable outside of function definition, outside of function definition, okay, that is called as global. Global variables can be accessed. Very, very important point. Can be accessed. Can be accessed two modes. Within a function, within a function, within a function, and outside of a function also, please. Second point is outside of function also. Now look at here. B is a global variable I'm accessing within a function and outside of the function also. Now shall I demonstrate it with a program? Hello? Now,
Yes, sir.
please. Now let me go to the example. Yeah. If you look at this carefully, I have written a point. If we create a variable within a function, that is local. Okay, outside function cannot have access. Now I have created a variable called a1 equal to 10. Now if I want to access this a1 outside of this variable, now let me discuss, please. Now a1 equal to 10, here I am printing a1 here. It is a1. Now look at here, what is happening? It is generating error. Why it is generating error? Here it is displaying value of a is 10 within the function definition. Once if you come outside of the function definition, I cannot access the local variables. If I comment it, then there will be no error. Okay, na? Because local variables can be accessed only within this block. Okay, the scope and lifetime of a local variable within the function definition. If you come outside of a function definition, that variable cannot be accessed. That kind of variables are called as local variables. Okay, na? Hello. Now, second one is global. If we declare any variable outside of a function, that is called as global. Okay. Now, if we declare any variable outside of a function, that is called as global, and that can be accessed within a function definition and outside of function definition. Look at here. Now, B can be accessed within the function definition, outside of function definition. You got the difference between them? You got the difference between them, between local and global variable? Now I'm going a little bit down to discuss about the theory part, please. Python programs have two scopes. One is global and another one is local. A variable is global if its value is accessible and modifiable throughout the program. That is called as global. Global variables have global scope. A variable that is defined inside a function definition is called as local. The lifetime of a variable refers to duration where it is existing. Local variables are created and destroyed every time when the function is executed. Local variables inside a function definition have local scope and exist as long as function is executing. If you just come out of this function definition, local variables lose their focus. Clear? Now I'm going a little bit down. And this is the most important topic. But officially, Python supports 4 different scopes. Okay. Officially speaking, there are 4 major scopes. Okay. They are called as LEGB rule. L stands for local, G stands for global. Okay, we have already discussed these two. Now, third one is enclosing scope. Fourth one is built-in scope. What is the meaning of enclosing scope? Now, look at here function. I have declared a function. Within a function, if I declare one more function, that is called as enclosing scope. Okay, now? Hello? Now, local scope means defining a variable within a function that we already done. Global means whenever a variable defined outside of a function, that is global. Now, third one is enclosing scope, means defining variables in nested function. What is the meaning of nested functions? A function, if I declare one within another function, that is called as enclosing. Okay, are you getting me? Now, all special reserved keywords are under this scope. Now, let me discuss an example, Andy. This will give us a beautiful insights about what is local, what is enclosing, and what is global, please. Now, I have created a variable test underscore variable. Now I have created another test underscore variable. Now within this outer function, I have created one more test underscore variable within inner function. Now there are two functions. Let me draw a diagram. I have a outer function, outer. Within outer function, I have one more function called as inner, inner. Above these two, I have one more variable called as test underscore variable equal to 5. This is global. Okay. And test underscore variable, this is local to this outer function. This test underscore variable is local to the inner function. Clear? Now let me discuss now a small point, please. This is the one function definition. Will you agree? This is one function definition, please. Okay. Now this is another function definition. Okay. This is another function definition. Will you agree? Hello, please respond. This is, I will call it as outer. Let me take a different color pen handy, because let me take a let me take a highlighter, ink color, yellow color. Okay. Now I think it will be good for us. Now here this is called as inner. Okay, inner. Now shall I call this as global variable? Global. Now there is a rule, Andy. There is a rule. If I want to execute this inner function, here I'm calling inner. If I call this function, it will call this inner function. Now test underscore variable equal to 100. Now print, here I'm printing the test underscore. You please tell me whether will it print 5, will it print 60, or will it print 100? Always local variables are having highest precedence. So in test underscore variable, it is going to print as 100. Initially it is printing as 100. Then I'm calling local to this outer function. Now whenever I call in test underscore variable, in this block I have one more test underscore variable. Here this is going to print as 60. Once if I come out of the outer function, the inner function, finally I have one more variable test under. Now here I'm going to call global variable called test underscore variable as 5. Now I will clear entire screen and look at the logic for a few minutes. Please understand the logic for a few minutes. Okay. If you find any difficulty, please ask me. Okay. It is the most important concept, and please. Hello.
Sir,
Please, Andy, a little bit loud voice, Andy, please. Venkat Sai.
sir, can you explain outer inner second inner
Yeah.
function
Now you
enclosing?
want, yeah, wait. You want me to explain this block? This
Yes,
block.
sir.
Yeah, please. Now, actually, from where I'm calling the inner function, this is my function call. Whenever I call this, this will be executed now. Now, here within this block, I have created a test underscore variable and the value is 100. Now, whenever I wanted to print this test underscore variable, is it going to print 5? Is it going to print 60? Is it going to print 100? By default, this is 100 because always local variables are having highest precedence. So it is going to print this value as 100. Got it, Andy Venkat Sai garu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any questions from anyone, other people?
Sir.
Yeah. I think Rajkumar, can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. Thank you. Now, another till now we have seen how to define a function, but most important thing is what are various function arguments are there. It is a little bit clumsy and difficult. Try to understand carefully, Andy. Function arguments in Python. Okay. Now Python supports 4 different function arguments. First one is a default arguments. Let me take a red color pen. Yeah. First kinds of Python supports 4 different kinds of formal arguments. They are formal arguments, not actual arguments. Okay. First one is default arguments. Second one is keyword. Sorry, just a minute. Second one is keyword arguments. Third one is positional arguments. Fourth one is flexible arguments. If you permit me, first I will discuss about default arguments first. I have a beautiful notes in the program. Okay, first let me take the program and explain about what are default arguments. Now, actually, default arguments concept came from C++ language. Okay, C, Java, .NET. If you take 4 languages, only default arguments concept is there only in C++. Now, first let me tell you the rules of default arguments. Now, shall I call this as function definition? Shall I call them as formal arguments? Now, default arguments has to be declared from right to left in the function definition. Look at here. Now, shall I call, if I want to assign any value to the variable within the function definition, that is called as a default. Look at here carefully. Now, in this function definition, all the 3 arguments are called as a default, because how to make a variable as default? Assign a value to the variable. Here I have assigned a is equal to 21. I have assigned Rani with the name. I have assigned 1 for ID. When I want to declare default arguments, unless until the right side argument is default, I cannot make ID and name as default. Clear? Here I have written, unless the right argument is default, we cannot make other arguments as default. Okay. Now look at carefully how I am executing. Now, whenever I call this function, I have 3 actual arguments. Every value has its own value. ID will be 100, name will be Ravi, age will be 20. Now, whenever I call this function, what will happen? Now, it is going to print ID as 100, name as Ravi, age as 20. It is not going to consider these values, please. Now, you can ask one question, sir. When the function definition consider these values, the rule is, look at here, when I am not calling the function definition with all arguments, then look at here, actually speaking, I should call the function definition with 3 arguments, but I am supplying only 2 arguments. Third argument which will consider from the function definition. Now, if I execute this value, then what is happening? ID will be 103, name will be Raju, and age attribute will be collected from here. Got it? Now, this is case 1. Next, case 2. Here, actually speaking, I should supply 3 arguments, but I am supplying only 1 argument. Remaining 2 arguments has to be collected from the function definition. Okay, now here, when I execute this, what is happening? 102 is number, Rani, and age 21 will be collected from function definition. Now, I am calling case 3 message function without any arguments, but I have in my function definition all these 3 as a default arguments. So it is going to collect all the arguments from the function definition, such as ID is 1, name is Rani, age is 21. Got it? Clear for everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Please repeat it once.
can I repeat once again?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Now, yeah, I am explaining, please. Now, actually, if I want to assign any value to the variable, that variable will become default argument. Okay, now, shall I call all these arguments as default arguments? Because I have assigned all values for them. Now, okay, now let me remove this. Now, ID is not default argument. Only name and age are default arguments. Now, let me run this. Actually speaking, if I want to call this function, I should supply 3 arguments. Am I supplying the 3 arguments? Now, whenever I supply these 3 arguments, I'm not collecting any data from the function definition. Now, ID will become 100, name will become Ravi, age will become 20. Clear? This is clear?
Yeah.
Now, second one is, actually speaking, I should supply 3 arguments, but I'm supplying only 2 arguments. Third value, it has to be taken from function definition. Age 21 will be considered from here. Okay, now? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Now, I'm calling the same function with only 1 argument. 2 arguments are missing. These 2 arguments has to be collected from the function definition. Look at here. ID is 102, name and age will be collected from function definition. Now the biggest problem comes. Here, I have to supply 3 arguments, but I'm not supplying any arguments. It is giving error because ID is not a default argument. So what it is saying, look at here, missing one required position argument ID. I have to supply it. If I supply ID is equal to 1, then this logic will execute. ID equal to 1. What happened? It is capital ID. Sorry, it is capital I. Clear? You got it?
Yeah. So can you please scroll it upside once? So whenever we declare functions in this define message ID, name, and age, it will automatically default arguments will be
Yeah.
like
These two are called
ID.
as default arguments. These two are
Yeah,
called as default arguments. That's it. Okay.
yeah. When
Now,
in 17 messages
okay.
ID is 103 and name is Raju.
Yes.
So default arguments will be changed to Raju, and the age will
No.
be
Here, no. Wait.
different.
Here you are mistaken. Here I have to give 3 arguments, but I have given only 2 arguments. Third argument is missing. The third argument which will be collected from here. Okay.
Yeah. That is what I'm asking. So if we miss any argument, it will directly
Yes.
collect from
Yes. Yes.
this default
Yes.
argument, right?
That is the reason. Okay.
Sir, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say in the previous say function calls, we were never giving the argument names along with the values. So
Hmm.
now in this, while
They
we
are
are
not
considering
default.
that,
Wait. They are not default now, so I have not given. They are
okay,
normal. They are normal arguments. Okay.
oh,
Here,
okay.
ID is a normal formal argument, and name and age are called as default arguments. Okay.
So whenever there is a single default argument present, so we need to give the name of the argument.
Yes.
Okay.
But still, that concept not given properly. Now I'm going to PPT and I'll give the best of the knowledge of it. Please give me 1 more minute to discuss more about when to use default arguments. Now there are some rules for default arguments. Every time we can't use them. Okay. Now there are some rules. The rules are, in some cases we have a function with multiple parameters. Okay. There are some cases we have a function with multiple parameters where if we have a common value for some of them, okay, here I wanted to have the common value power equal to 2. This is called as a default argument, and number is called as normal argument. Are you getting me? Now we can specify the default parameters for some of the function parameters. In these cases, we can call the function without specifying the values of these parameters. Here, look at here, power 2 comma 3. 2 will go to number, 3 will go to power. Now here I have given 2 arguments, safe, no issue. Then it will take 2 cubed. Now here I'm giving only 1 argument. Second argument which will be collected from the default argument. So it will become 9 to the power 2. Got it? Can you please respond?
No.
Okay.
Just repeat once.
Here, if you want to have a common parameters, okay, across multiple calls, okay, if you want to have a common parameters, officially speaking, default arguments has to be declared when I have a common value for multiple function calls. Okay, in those cases I wanted to assign a value for them. Okay, now whenever I'm calling them, no need to call with the common argument. Those common arguments will be taken by default. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes.
Is it okay for everyone?
Sir, one thing actually. So while we are talking of the common arguments, so they need to be of the same type actually.
Yeah, same type.
Okay, okay.
Clear? Now,
Sure.
Yeah, next one is keyword arguments. That is only available in Python, and no other languages has this concept. What is the meaning of keyword arguments? Now, as I already told you, both actual arguments and formal arguments are same. When actual arguments and formal arguments are same, then look at here. Number is a formal argument, power is formal argument. Number is actual argument, power is formal. Sorry, these two are actual parameters, these two are formal parameters. Then I can interchange them by providing arguments. Number and power, I'm interchanging as power and number. Okay, here whenever I call number, okay, I can call them as number comma power or power comma number. I can interchange those variables. That is the beauty of keyword argument. Now look at carefully. Keyword arguments are related to the function calls. When we use keyword arguments in a function call, caller identifies the arguments with the parameter name. Even though you change the parameter, still the program will go. This allows us to skip the arguments or place them out of order. Okay, because Python interpreter is able to understand the variables. Now, either I can go for now whenever I call this, what will happen? 2 will be go for number, 3 will go for power. It is 2 cube. Now, whenever I call this function, what is happening? Number equal to 2, power equal to 3. Now it will be 2 cube. Then power to now this will be, even though if I interchange it, still it will work. It is 3 square here. First of all, first variable is 3. It will be 3 square. 3 square will be 9. Look at the logic for a few minutes. If you have any difficulties, then ask me. Okay. Hello. Any queries?
No, sir.
Yeah. Is it okay for everyone? Yeah. Now, the next one is all languages supports, and this one positional arguments, also called as required arguments. Okay, please. Now, before discussing this topic, first let me go to point number 2. Yeah, look at point number 2, which I discussed in the previous classes. Yeah, point number 2. Look at here. Point number 1. There must be one-to-one correspondence between formal arguments and actual arguments. If my function call has 2 arguments, my function definition also should have 2 arguments. If my function call has 3 arguments, my function definition also should have. That is called a one-to-one correspondence. This is the rule for positional arguments. Look at here. Here I have 2 formal arguments, A comma B. Here I have 2 actual arguments. These 2 are matching. Then the program will work. For example, if I call with 1 argument, but my function definition has 2 arguments, these 2 are not matching. There should be one-to-one correspond. This 20 will go for only for A. What is the value for B? It is an error. Okay. Now, required arguments must be passed to the function exact positional order to match the function definition. If arguments are not passed in the right order, or if the arguments are passed more or less than number of defined in the function, that is syntax error. Okay, now got it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now finally, 4th kinds of arguments are called as flexible arguments. Now Python supports 2 flexible arguments. First one is star args, second one is star quarks. Now let me tell you the beauty of what is star args. It is exactly opposite to positional arguments. In positional arguments, what I told, whatever the number of arguments in the actual call, it should be same in the function definition. But here what I'm saying, I'm calling a function with 2 arguments. Here I'm calling the function with 4 arguments, still it is executing. It is the beauty of a star number. Star stands for you can pass any number of arguments, still the program will work. This is called as a non-named variable length arguments. Now, how this program will work? This is the beauty. Now, here I have given 10 comma 20, and first of all, this will go here. Okay. Initially, sum equal to 0. Now, for n in number, there are num means I have 10 comma 20. Initially, 10 will go to number n. I'm adding sum equal to sum plus n. Okay, I'm adding 10 to the sum. Print it. Now, then 20 will be copied to n. Earlier it is 10, now it is 20. 10 plus 20, 30 will be stored here. Print sum as 30. Now, if I cast 4 arguments, each and every argument while running the for loop, now here under for loop will execute for 4 times. 10 plus 20, 20 plus 30, 30 plus 40 will be done. It will be 100. Okay, got it? Hello? Hello? Can you? Yeah. Now the next, in order, I can't discuss this concept. This concept I will discuss when discussing about dictionaries. Okay, it will take another 3 days for us to get into this topic. I'll skip this topic as of now. While completing dictionaries, I'll come back and I'll clear this topic. Okay. Now, if you permit me, I wanted to stop the discussion now. Now, still there is another half an hour discussion for functions.